Welcome back to another Sarah Spills the Tea. My special episode today is on location at the Village on High with my friend Mary Ann, the owner of Octopus Garden. Let's go see her.
This one here. Do that. Just give me a center. I'll just do that. I'm gonna screenshot you that, and I'll send that to you. These are all the ones that you saw.
Hi Mary Ann.
Hi.
Thanks for being on my show today.
Thank you for having me.
So tell my viewers what your dream about creating your store. How did it come about?
They come out the
So Mike and I used to be, my husband
somebody
used
was
to be
talking about
frequent
that on Facebook, and I went in and
participants at the Third Fridays in Millville, and we always wanted to open a store to give new artists a place to show their work. So one day we were walking through the village and the store was open, and we decided that we were going to open up, and 10 years ago that's what we did.
Wow, 10 years. So an Octopus Garden just recently celebrated 10 years. That's amazing and such a great example to more small businesses. Do you have any tips for people on their longevity?
You have to make sure that you stick with it through the good times and the bad times. You have to maintain consistency. And I treat all of my customers like family. Everyone who comes through the door is like family.
That's more important than anything.
Yes.
So today is Shop Small Saturday. Why is this day so important, and are there any great specials that might be running in your store?
So today is the day for all small businesses to be highlighted and people to come out and support small business. But what they're doing when they support small business, they're also supporting their community. They're helping to grow the community when they come out and they shop small business.
Absolutely.
So in our store, we're giving away bags with a purchase, and we're also putting everyone's name who purchases into a drawing, and they'll get to win an octopus-themed prize.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
That's great. So there are many artists featured in your store. So why don't you give me a tour?
Okay.
All right, let's go inside.
So we have 98 artists represented in the store right
98
now.
artists. Wow.
We started with 4,
Wow, that's amazing.
and so we've grown exponentially through the years.
I say so.
I'm very proud of all of them. They all work very hard. So for example, we have Renee's work is here. Renee recently, she's my featured artist for last month. She did a jewelry collection based on Frida Kahlo's life and artwork.
That's
So
incredible.
all of these pieces are either inspired by or representative of a piece by Frida Kahlo.
Wow, that's amazing.
So then as we progress through, we have artwork from sculptures who, Dan Dennison, he takes one man's trash and turns it into a treasure.
Wow.
So there's Dan's work. I make jewelry.
Okay.
So I do inspired collections. And this collection is called the Paw Prints Collection.
Oh.
And it was inspired by my dog who
Oh,
passed
wow.
away. And all of these pieces are made with vintage dog tags.
Oh, wow, that's wonderful.
So every piece in here has a story. Everyone's art, I know the story behind why they created it. And I believe that every piece of artwork has an owner that will love it. They just have to find each other.
Right,
So,
that's wonderful.
so there are pieces in here that have been here a while waiting for their right person to come
that's
find them.
wonderful. Why don't you come find your own piece of art? Yeah?
Yes.
All right, is there anything else you want to show us?
I guess just like, again, you want to just take a walk through and
Sure.
see.
Absolutely.
We have stained glass, we have paintings, we have...
It's wonderful. So, who is your longest artist?
Okay, so myself,
Okay.
Melissa, who does these paper cards and earrings.
Oh, wow.
And let me see if she's got anything around here. I actually sold out of all of her stuff.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Gina B. She did the octopus carving up there.
Oh wow.
She's one of my longest. She started. That is not for sale. That's a personal piece, but that's representative of what kind of work Gina does.
Wonderful, wonderful. So let's talk for a moment about the Village on High. So many cute shops and a vegan restaurant. What makes the Village on High a great place to shop on Small Business Saturday?
You can get all your Christmas shopping done
Oh,
at the Village on High. And besides that, you're also helping Millville and the surrounding community by supporting the artists, supporting the businesses, and especially at this time, we can use all the support that we can get.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's unique, it's different, it's not the mall.
Right.
It's not mass produced. Nothing that you're going to find in the Village is mass produced. The food is wonderful. So it's definitely a great place to come and get your Christmas shopping and all your holiday shopping done. And again, support your community.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
And good point, Christmas is coming up. So this is the perfect place to get your Christmas shopping done. So is there anything that really stands out to you about your artists? Are there any backstories that inspired you?
Well, I guess what I want to tell you a story about how every piece has an owner and they just have to find each other.
Right.
So I did a collection of jewelry based on the Beatles.
Okay.
And the name of the piece was Penny Lane. It was a necklace and it had a penny, and then in the back of the necklace hanging down was a trombone.
Oh wow.
And I wanted to remake that necklace because it didn't sell. It was sitting in here for 4 years.
Wow.
So that day I was like, I'm going to remake this necklace. And my husband, who's passed, Mike, said to me, let it stay. Don't remake it. Remember what you said. I'm sitting here, an elderly couple come in, and they're standing by the necklace, and he's like, I'll buy it for you, honey. I'll buy it for you. She's like, I have a few questions for her first. It's $19.99. She brings it over. She goes, I have some questions about the necklace. She goes, I go, oh, Penny Lane. And she goes, what did you call it? I said, Penny Lane. She goes, what's the year on the penny? I go, 1973. She goes, how do you know without looking at it? I go, I made it. She goes, I will take it.
Wow.
Today is our wedding anniversary. It's my present. My name is Penny. I graduated high school in 1973. I used to play the trombone, and my favorite song is Penny Lane.
No way. That is fantastic.
That's what this magical place is about.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so I tell my artists all the time, don't get frustrated if something hasn't sold.
Right.
It just hasn't found its owner yet.
Right. Yeah.
And don't destroy it. It's just waiting for that right person. I have
love
so
that.
many stories, magical stories like that, but that's one of
I
them.
love that.
Yeah.
Do you have a new artist?
My newest is Ellen Beth.
Oh, that's adorable.
Adorable, of course.
Oh my God.
Octopus,
Yes.
crochet octopus for Octopus's Garden.
Absolutely.
But Ellen Beth is also an accomplished painter.
Okay.
And she does a lot of different work, but she decided that she was going to put her crocheted octopus in here.
I love that.
And they belong
It's
here.
perfect, yes.
So yes.
So, where did you get the name Octopus Garden?
If you could look at that painting right there on the door of the octopus, it looks like he's pouring water. That was done by my godson Matthew. Matthew was 10 when we opened the store. And we used to always take him to the aquarium.
Okay.
And one time he was so excited to tell me the story about how the octopus garden is where the divers go. Because the octopus collect all the shiny and great things from under the sea, and they put it near where they live
Oh.
to keep the predators away. And so divers go to the octopus's garden because they know that's where they're going to find the best stuff.
Oh, I love that.
So that was one of the reasons why we picked it. And then, of course, Mike was a big Beatles fan, and Octopus's Garden
Of
is
course.
one of their songs.
Of course.
And so it's got dual meaning. It's
Right.
Matthew and Mike. So
I
that's
love
the reason
that.
why we
That's
picked it.
great.
Yeah. That's a painting of Mike up there in the
Oh,
store.
wow.
That was presented to us by our landlord on our 5-year anniversary.
Oh, that's beautiful.
We actually lost Mike that year, so it's
Wow.
very meaningful.
Very special.
That painting.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Was it? So who do you have with you?
So you'll never know who you're going to see when you come to Octopus Garden because there's 98 artists here. So we have two of our artists just walking around the village today. We have Kevin Jordan, who is one of our painters, and Kevin's work is over here.
Oh, wow.
He does the Amish themed work, and he does the bird sculptures are also his.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And Kevin finds his inspiration in trips to Lancaster County. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's great. So what inspired you to make those works?
The Amish pieces were inspired by just going to Lancaster, and the Amish fascinate me. So,
Yeah, that's great.
and the sculptures, the bird sculptures, I love wildlife, I love being outdoors, so
That's wonderful.
that's what inspires me.
How long have you been making those?
The sculptures, well, actually painting and sculpting, about 3 years.
Wow, okay. So what inspired you to make sculptures? Like, how did you get into that art form?
Honestly, I just went to Michael's one night, got clay, came home, and taught myself.
That's incredible. You taught yourself?
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
Wonderful. What's your favorite piece of work that you made?
My favorite piece probably would have to be, sculpture would be the Lost Diver.
Okay.
It was a diver's helmet with an octopus on top.
Oh, I love that. Octopus Garden, it all fits in.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And who do you have with you now?
We have Renee Rasinger. She is the creator of the Frida Kahlo jewelry that I mentioned before. Renee, tell us about your jewelry collection.
It's based on Frida Kahlo's paintings and also her life, events in her life like the trolley accident. And I've tried to take the paintings and interpret them like I would imagine her making jewelry instead.
Oh, wow. That's
You know,
wonderful.
instead of painting.
Right, right.
Yes.
So how long have you been making this art form?
I've been doing it about 12 years now.
Wow. What
Yeah.
inspired you to start?
It's crazy. I've always had dreams about jewelry. Used to dream about walking down the road and just finding jewelry filled in
Oh,
the
wow.
ditches, and just was always attracted to it. And then I met someone else who made it, and she was just starting out, and we were in partnership for a while making it.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have a favorite piece of art that you've made?
Right now, my current favorite is the Frida piece with the parrot and the red coral. Right there on the center.
Oh, I love that.
That's based on a portrait of her with her parrots.
Oh, of course. Wow.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So do you have any other collections other than Frida Kahlo?
I also do a full moon collection.
Wow.
I do jewelry that's made within 24 hours of the full moon.
Wow.
This piece of stuff I made this on Halloween for the blue moon.
Oh, I love that. That's
So,
wonderful.
yeah. They're amazing pieces, and they really do have some of that energy from the full moon. Because I don't know if you know, but I can never sleep that night. You always feel wired.
Right, right. Well,
Tell the
thank-
story about the register. What
Oh
happened?
my gosh. The first time I brought the collection here, I dumped them all on our little counter over there. By the time we got the tags on and got them hung up, our register stopped working.
Oh.
Our theory is it was just like all this like magnetism from them,
Wow.
from the power of the full moon.
That's incredible.
And then later, like what was it, a half hour
Mhm.
later, the credit card machine stopped working.
No
And
way.
it took, until the end of the night, they finally settled down and started working again.
Wow. That's the power of the moon?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
More magic in here. It's all
Yeah.
magic.
We need to get a little Geiger counter so we can prove it to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being on my show.
Thank you.
We have a very special artist work
We do, yes.
who's near and dear to your heart.
Yes.
Who is this?
It's my brother, Andrew.
So what Andrew does is Andrew has created comic book characters, and he's going to eventually make a comic book about each one of these creatures or characters that he has. But at this point in time, what he has to offer to the store are these postcards, set of 4 postcards for $15, and each one of these characters in the set has a personality of their own. And we're very pleased to have him in our store. He's a wonderful addition.
So how did you find Andrew?
So he came into the store and he was looking around, and just like a lot of the artists that come in, his eyes were wide and he was just taking it all in and saying how inspiring it was. And I asked him if he was an artist, and he told me that he was. I asked him to show me some of his work, and he did, and I was blown away by it. And I asked him if he can get some of his creatures into prints for me.
Okay.
And he did immediately.
Oh, wow.
And brought them in here. And
Wow.
so that's kind of how it works in here. An artist will come in and they'll look around, and you can tell that they're just taking it all in, and they're getting excited and they're getting inspired, and they'll ask if they can put their work in here. And I give everyone a shot.
Absolutely.
I let everyone have an opportunity to put their work in here, because the theory behind the store is a place where emerging artists can have a place to show their work, get confidence, feel good about themselves.
Absolutely.
There's nothing like the first sale, when you give them their first check that they've sold something,
Right.
the pride that they feel. And that's the way that it builds, you know, and when they become famous, maybe they'll remember one day that they were here for the
Yes,
first time.
I'm sure they will.
But yeah, that's what the whole theory behind the store was to give artists a place to put their stuff. It's difficult to break into a gallery.
I'm sure.
It's difficult as an artist to break into a mainstream gallery, a gallery that's, you know, they have small select artists that they take. But these artists, they can now put on their resume that they were in a true gallery.
That's
And
amazing.
it helps them to open up doors for them.
Absolutely.
And a lot of my artists, doors have opened up for them as being part of being here.
Oh, yeah.
So that's
Would you like
pretty
to
cool.
elaborate on that?
Well, one of my am I allowed to say a name of someone?
Sure.
One of my artists, she was making brass cups. These, Molly. And what Molly would do would be, she would send me her prototypes of things that she first started making. She superimposes the images onto the brass.
Okay.
And she'd send me the prototypes, and then I'd sell them. So that's her Zodiac cups. Well, Johnny Depp saw one of
No way.
her pieces and wore it at one of the award ceremonies.
No
And
way.
I asked her to do an octopus for our opening for Octopus's Garden. She did it, and in one of her videos, Lady Gaga's wearing the cuff.
No way.
So she is out there. And
Wow,
she
that's
has, you know, she
incredible.
started here, and 2 movie stars are wearing her stuff. So.
2 big movie
Mhm.
stars. Wow.
And that's Molly's work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you never know who's going to find your work when you put it here in the Octopus Garden.
Yeah, you just gotta, you know, believe in yourself, and just, you know, remember, every art piece has its owner.
Absolutely.
They just have to find each other.
Absolutely.
And hopefully they find each other here.
Yes. Take that
Absolutely.
big leap.
So speaking from the voice in the sky, what about the other shops in here? Are they related to your place here as far as arts and everything, or?
Well, there's a store here that is also next door. It's a pop-up gallery, and usually there's artwork in there from different local artists, put their work in there for a month, and they get a chance to learn about the business and how to sell their artwork. And so there's an artist in there. There's another shop that's on the end of Bridget's work. She does crochet and hand beading. Then there's Krista's Country Creation. She makes country crafts and things like that. This store, Embellished Treasures, is handbags and jewelry.
Okay.
There's another shop that's open that's waiting for someone to come into it. We don't know if it's available for rent.
Okay.
We just have a new grand opening of a shop today, Skin Fix. She does his facials and things like that. Today's her grand, soft
awesome.
grand opening.
Awesome.
Then there's the Wildflower Vegan Restaurant. Come back around. On the end is Xander Lilly, and he does. He has candles and soap and all kinds of yummy smelling things for like
Wonderful.
baths
Yeah.
and things like that. Next to that is Kevin Jordan, has Backstreet's studio. He works in there.
Oh wow, amazing.
So he's working and he creates in there and sells his work in here.
Okay.
And then right next to us is Pangea, which is indigenous art. So she has artwork from different countries and different areas and some great stuff. So there's a lot in this village, and you have to, come explore, come check it out.
Absolutely, yeah. Definitely hits the Christmas list.
Oh yeah.
Checkpoint for sure.
Birthdays, Christmas, treat yourself.
Yes.
If you did, you can do it all here.
That's
So what about the hours of the village?
So traditionally, Eric is here. The Wildflower is here every day. It's a
Okay.
restaurant. It's a service industry. So he's here daily. The traditional village hours are Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're going to start opening on Sunday, 12 to 5 or 12 to 6.
wonderful.
You can usually
That's good
find
hours.
all of us here.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Great.
We're good on time.
We did.
We did it. So thank you so much.
Oh yeah, thanks for
Marianne,
having me.
thank you.
Yeah.
So be sure to check out the Village on High in Millville. We got your hours, and I will see you next week for another on location at Project Thanksgiving.